today's video is a very highly requested video after I've shown a little bit of my work in these videos. But today's video is kind of like an intro into hand lettering for beginners, literally how to learn to hand letter like a pro in like 5 minutes. Because hand lettering is super pretty and super popular right now on Instagram and Pinterest and Tumblr, all those cute places, and a lot of people think it's super hard. Yes, it does take a little bit of practice, but if you watch this video, you'll soon realize that it's not as hard as everyone makes it out to be. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the materials that you need, how to do it, how to practice, different ideas, ways to like illustrate around your hand lettering, all that sort of jazz. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel down below, and in the comments section tell me if you know how to hand letter, or if you like to hand letter, or if this video helped you learn how to hand letter, and what type of bagels you like, because why not? Alright, so that's all I have for you guys, the intro, so let's just get on to the video. So the first types of pen/markers that I have in here are the Pigma Micron pens. I have a 0.3, 0.1, and a 0.5. I have so many of these, but these are the necessities that you need. I usually just get all black. These are great when you first start out to do hand lettering just with a normal pen and not with a brush tip marker, because they're a lot easier to control. These are also really amazing for doing the illustrating aspects of hand lettering and all that sort of stuff. The next type of marker, these are more of a marker than a pen, I guess, but these are just a normal dual-ended brush tip marker. So these are the Artist's Loft's watercolor dual tip marker. They're super inexpensive. They're from Michaels. They're a great starter marker pen for this. Other amazing alternatives would be to get the Tombow dual brush tip pens, but those are a little bit more expensive, so I wanted to give you guys an inexpensive alternative. So first thing you have is, I don't even know if you can see that, but a nice brush tip side. Let's do a little testy here. And on the other end, you have a bullet tip marker, which, you know, just a normal marker. This side you don't really use for hand lettering, you really just use the brush tip side. There's a lot of them in the pack, so you have a lot of color options. The next thing, which are very expensive, so I only have 4 of them, are the Copic sketch markers. These are amazing markers. They're very hard to control for beginners at hand lettering. I mainly use these for just normal art, but I do a lot for like larger hand lettering. Love to use these. These are alcohol-based markers, so they blend extremely easily and they're so gorgeous. Oh goodness, one side is a brush tip. Again, let me just get a little tester for you guys. Woo! And the other side is a, what do you call this? Chisel tip. Yep, there we go. Which is just really good for kind of coloring things. Now on to the paper supplies that you guys can use. Really, hand lettering doesn't have a specific type of paper you need. You can really do it on anything you want with any type of pen or pencil. Like I showed you guys my favorite hand lettering tools, but honestly you can do like perfect hand lettering with a Papermate ink joy pen or one of these like bank pen things. Literally, I do hand lettering when I'm not taking notes in class with whatever I have. Pencils work amazing too because they blend so softly, but what I showed you guys marker wise really is just some of my favorite recommendations. So the first thing is just normal notebook paper. This is great because it has lines, the markers and pens grip to it really easily, or you know, you can use just normal white paper, but normal paper honestly is what I use most of the time. Other alternatives though are marker paper. So I don't know if you guys can really see it on camera, but it's slicker and thicker so nothing bleeds. The Copic markers grab really nicely to this. Some markers don't grab to marker paper because it doesn't have very much friction to it, but the Copic markers do really look good. So this is like Happy Earth Day. I literally just found this in the bottom of my closet, so to show you an example. And then Adventure Awaits. These are both done with Copic markers. And then the next thing you could do is watercolor. So I didn't show you guys any examples of good hand lettering paint brushes, but if you did want to do hand lettering with watercolor, I can do a separate video on that. It's very hard and takes some precision, but once you get it down, once you practice some, it's beautiful and it makes really, really beautiful hand lettering. So these are some of the things I did like a really long time ago, so I'm much better at hand lettering than I was then, but Lindsay, Lila, that's just kind of showing some color fading and the hello, but those are just a couple examples that I found to show you guys what watercolor hand lettering looks like. In this video, we are going to be doing the hand lettering on normal computer paper, literally from a printer, because I feel like that's the most accessible to most of you watching this video, and I just want to make this a very easy way to do hand lettering. So the basis of hand lettering is really, really simple. Honestly, you are just going to write out a word in cursive, and then on all of the downstrokes, you're going to make them thicker. But if you want that very Tumblr, Pinterest-esque way of doing hand lettering, make the cursive, when you're writing it in cursive, very kind of bubbly and large and off-center, you know, like not just straight. Make some letters higher, some letters lower. I'll do a quick example. I would recommend for your first time starting with pencil, then going over it in pen, but I'm going to do it in pen so that you guys can see it a little bit better, and I'm going to be using the black watercolor marker in brush tip. So let's see, what should I write? The classic phrase, which is the best practice phrase, hello. So, as you guys can see by this little example, this was just a really quick, rough sketch. The faster you go, in my opinion, the better it's going to look. If you try to just copy a design, you know, it's just supposed to be very freehand. The more freehand-esque it is, the better it's going to end up looking. Now, if you noticed when I was doing it, every time I go down, 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 and there's a little down there, you're going to make it thicker. So you're just going to go back in. I'm just going to make it a little darker as well, and sorry, I can't really do it at that angle. My head is probably in the way, but I have to get over it to be able to see it. You're just going to make it a little thicker. I haven't used these markers in forever, so if my hand lettering is not perfect, that's why. And you're just going to repeat that across every time that you go down. So that's the final result right there, and that was just using a super quickly sketching out hello, making the downstrokes thicker. This is just normal hand lettering. Do you see how easy that was? This looks just like the Pinterest versions and the Tumblr versions, but it's super, super easy. Now I'm going to show you guys how to do the same thing with different materials. Literally, you're doing the exact same thing. So if you're using a micron pen, I'm going to use my Micron 05. All you do is sketch out a word. I'll do my name. See how quick and easy that was. I cannot stress as much. If you just try to, you know, go really slow, your hand's going to be shaky. It's not going to look that nice, effortless flow that you want to look. Now when doing it with a pen, since you can't really, you know, get that nice thick edge, you're just going to go out a certain amount depending on how big you wrote it. Why am I not doing very well today? Oh, I'm also not really sitting in a chair. I'm like kneeling on the ground. And go through and make every line thicker. Now I do really actually like the look of hand lettering when it's not filled in, so you can like leave it just like this, and I think it's beautiful. But if you want to fill it in, you can just sketch it in with your pen or get another little marker, and yeah, that's pretty much all you do. You can make little designs in it, like a little, I don't know, chevron, whatever that is, stripes, but that's pretty much the same thing you do. Again, the premise of hand lettering is you just quickly sketch out a super cute way of writing something very freehandy, very, very free-handed. And then make the downstrokes thicker. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to hand letter with a brush tip marker all in one sweep. You know, like not having to go back and do it. This is how, if you ever watch hand lettering videos, this is how they do it on those videos. So you're just going to do the same premise, go up really lightly, and then press hard when you go down. Or not press hard, but just use the side of the brush and get that nice thick line. So then you can do it all in one sweep and not have to go back. This again isn't my best hand lettering, but it's just a demonstration. If I was doing hand lettering for somebody else, I would spend a lot more time on it, and then you can go back and fill in the gaps. And one thing I really love doing, especially with the Copic markers because they blend so nicely, is going back and doing some kind of after shadows. It's kind of what I call them. And on all of the downstrokes, pick one side, because like let's say the light source was on this side, the shadows will be on this side, and just kind of going through and putting a little line on the little sides on this. These colors don't really go too well together, and this, you would want to do this on marker paper because then they would blend seamlessly, but I'm just using notebook paper for right now. But I think that adds a nice little effect. This looks really nice if you want to just do a nice light gray aftertone underneath stuff. I think that's a cute way of doing it. And another really awesome way to embellish your, that just bled through, embellish your hand lettering is through illustrations. So I'm just gonna quickly write something out so that I can show you an illustration. And again, this is all about practice. You're not gonna get it your first time, but over time you will get better. So this is my favorite embellishment probably to do, is just you kind of put little brackets around whatever you wrote, and you can do little leaves kind of coming off. It kind of gives like a little vine-esque wreath looking thing to it. I really love this. You can also make an entire circle around it and do a little wreath. I do that a lot as well, and yeah, these are super cute. You can color in the leaves with green. Just a nice, super quick, easy way to embellish things that you write. Hand lettering, honestly, is all just about your own freedom of expression. The basic principle is just write something out in cursive, and every single downstroke you make thicker. And that's honestly anything that I can teach you. I can show you what I use, I can show you how I do it, but it's all just about practice. It's all just about how you personally want your things to look. I love some things to look like this, just straight cursive, but I like other things, let me find an example, like we did earlier is the example, to look kind of, you know, up and down, like cutesy, artsy, or whatever you want to do. You can do so many embellishments like drip effect or fades or shadows or little sketches around it, flowers, illustrations, all sorts of stuff like that. But honestly, it's all up to your personal style. Alright guys, it's gonna be it for today's video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below, again with the whole bagel thing, and video ideas for me for summer, because it's summer now. I just got out of school and I haven't created a summer video yet, and I need to because I really want to, but I don't know what to do because I'm at a really creative loss right now. So I really need ideas down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe. It's red or white. I don't know if you've updated your YouTube yet. Yay. And I think that's it. So I will just see you guys next week for a new video. Bye guys. I'm really prepared for this video. And lettering, I really need to get my life together.